Hey, I'm live. Hi everyone, how are you? Hi, Ajaswini. How are you, my darling, over there in India? Just pour myself a nice glass of wine. Hi everyone, be with you in a second. Okay. So, Ajaswini, Sharmila. Oh, it still is a lovely full moon, really. It's only a day old. So, hi Kerry, how are you? Mandy Jane, Laura Chill Cricket, hello, glad you could join me. Shamila, Katie Barnes, and Elle. Lovely to have you with me this evening. Oh, thank you, Laura. 1 second, just pass this to my son. Hold it at the bottom. Hold it at the bottom. Just put your hand on the stem. Change it, pour it into another one. It's just my son sorting my wine out for me. So how is everybody? Let's let them all know on Facebook that I'm live. Okay, good evening, Barbara. How are you, darling? Leonie, I'm fine. How are you? Oh, stunning full moon, wasn't it? So bright. Really, really lovely. Oh, thanks, Adam.
That's all right.
Okay, that was Adam with my wine. So cheers, everyone. You went to some sort of festival thing, Elle, and the moon was glowing. Yeah, really lit the sky up. It does this time of year, doesn't it? I think we notice it more in the winter. I mean, the one before it, the harvest moon during September, that's so bright. Wolfie Riddy's there, is she? I didn't notice Wolfie Riddy. That's it. 1 second. So just trying to technical things, you know. Okay. So, Wolfie Riddy, hello, darling. How are you? Angelina Levine. Hello, good evening. Lola Star Leo. Good evening. Is this your first time on my live, Lola Star? If so, big welcome to you. And I do hope you'll subscribe and come back again on Wednesday and Friday. I'm on Monday, Wednesday and Friday evenings around 8:30 p.m. GMT, answering your questions. Oh, Karina's had an awful day. I'm sorry to hear that. Buenos Aires, Farfella, 87 Angel. How are you, my dear? Thank you for joining me. I think this may be your first time on my live. I'm sorry, the light just went out. Well, it's back on again then. Now, so okay. Fella 87 Angel, I only speak English, I'm afraid. Do you speak English at all? Thank you, Barbara. Oh, Leonie's had a horrible weekend. Don't know if it's this full moon that's had an influence. It can make you know, the full moon has a different effect on everyone really, but it can make for quite a tense time for some people, quite an emotional time. I won't be able to answer your questions, Farfella 87, my dear, unfortunately, as I only speak English. Barbara is gorgeous. Hi, Lamis, Miss A. Hi, Robert. So for those of you who are unaware of how we start this off, we just settle in for a few moments and say our hellos, etc. And then we get started with a card choice. I've got something different for you all this evening, and I'll let you know soon. Casey Sunshine, welcome. Good evening. How are you, my darling? So please do like this video. I'm not seeing too many likes here. Normally, just as I say that, we find Tiger Dragon pops on. So just to let you know, when you do have a question, because last time in the chat we had a bit of a, it got a bit confusing. So when you do put your questions in the chat, I understand you would need to repeat them at times because obviously they fly past. Red wine, that's right, Robert. They fly past for me. So, you know, and also I want to say, if I don't see your name or don't see your question, it's not because I've skipped you or ignored you or anything like that. It is simply because I only see a portion of the questions at a time and then they fly by. So, you know, every now and again you do need to sort of repeat your question, but you know, try to make the question as short as possible because that really helps. And obviously if you not to repeat it too much because then that clogs up the feed. So no, not at all, Wolfie. Wasn't a question of that. It was just probably my fault for not explaining this before. So but yeah, this is a lovely community, so we'll all be fine. So you're off to see another 3-bedroom, Barbara. Good luck. Hi, Two Paths. How are you, darling? I enjoyed your walkthrough today. I'll just show you that deck. Where is that deck? Okay, let's have a look here. So this deck, Two Paths, had a little walkthrough of today, didn't you, Two Paths? I've really enjoyed that. But as you can see, Two Paths, it's not open yet. But I will be doing an unboxing of this because it is such a beautiful deck and it deserves that, don't you think? And I mean a walkthrough, an actual walkthrough of that one, because they're lovely, beautiful cards, and you'll see how nice they are. Farfalla, I'm unable to speak anything other than English, unless there's someone in the chat that can, of course, translate. And yes, it's a lovely deck, Two Paths, but I will open it and walk through it with at some point soon, hopefully. Yeah, Farfalla 87. Robert is suggesting that you look at Google Translate and then come back and put your questions in. But I still can't see that. If would you understand what I was saying? You see, that's the thing. So, Andrea, good evening. Right, so I've got something different for you this evening to kickstart the live. And you may have seen it in the picture. It is all to do with your past life. This is a lovely deck. Just get them out of the box for you. So I'm not going to do a card choice. Karen V, good evening. Is this your first time on my live, my dear? Oh, L, yeah. Yes, it's a lovely deck, Two Paths. Oh, Robert. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do a card choice because obviously that wouldn't work out right. But what I'm going to do is, please let me know if you would like to know. What I'm going to do is look at who you were or what kind of life you had in your previous life. Because I do believe, just like the Druids, you know, I'm pretty much drawn to their beliefs. And I do believe that we have past lives. And if you believe that as well, then and would like me to look at your past life, then if you type in the comments, and I'll try to stop the comments and gradually work down the list if I can do it that way. And then I'm going to also use the tarot to see what lessons or what you've brought with you from that previous past life. Okay, so we'll see. So let's go back up and see where it began. Even Robert Wells may be interested in this. So let's see. First person that's said, just trying to find. So Elle, you're the first person this evening to ask for this. So here we go, Elle. Who was Elle in her past life, please, dear spirit guides? Who was Elle in her past life? What did Elle do? Who was she? What does she need to know about her past life? Sometimes it gives you the area or the country, or, you know, you'll understand when I show you the card. So this is for Elle. Elle, okay. Now I will say, so before you do ask for this particular reading, some of these past lives were tough. All right. It wasn't all roses for everyone. As you can see from this card, food and hunger was something that you would have suffered Elle. Now, that could be due to poverty, it could be due to famine. Whatever it was, you may find in this life now that food features very highly in your life in some way, and it could be to do with the need to restrict yourself with food, the need to sometimes when we've got a fear of hunger, which could have come with you from this past life, sometimes when we've got a fear of hunger, sometimes we can overeat. It can have the opposite effect. So there could be some food issues with you at the moment now, and I'd be interested if you could let me know. There could be some food issues during this lifetime, which stem from the fact that there was hunger, as in with regard to poverty or famine in your previous life. And let's have a look at what lesson or what you've brought from that previous life into this. What has Elle brought with her? Wow. So it looks as if this was to do with money in your past life, Elle. And what you've brought with you is a lesson with regard to budgeting and the need for you to budget your money wisely and carefully so that you don't experience this again. Because if we don't learn our lessons, we then end up experiencing that same thing again. So it's all about budgeting in this life and prioritizing your bills and your expenditure, Elle. Gianna Armstrong, good evening. And so one for two paths. Who was two paths in her previous life, please? Or Patsy? Who is Patsy in her previous life, please? Wow, Patsy, authority figures. So you were in charge in some way. You could have been quite high up, in fact. As you can see here, we have the judge's hammer. So you were someone who made major decisions, possibly with regard to people's lives. Okay, so you would have been a very strong person, could have even been male, possibly. If we go back in time, two paths, it would have been males that would have been in those positions of power and authority and control. So let's have a look at the tarot and see what you've brought with you from that past life, two paths. Now, I have to say, two paths, because of that past life, you could find that in this life, you may find yourself having trouble with rules and regulations and authority. The Sun. So what have you brought with you? Authority figures can be quite stern. They can, serious people. But the Sun card, is bringing in the need for you to chill, to relax, to let go, and to be positive, and basically pull away from this controlled, rigid energy that you would have dealt with in your previous life. But there could be issues. You see, we have issues that come with us from past life. So it may be that, you might find yourself having issues with authority, teachers, decision makers, etc. Do let me know, two paths. Or just rules and regulations. It may also be that you have trouble taking control now or being in charge now. Do you find yourself standing back? Good evening, Tatty Bonds. Andrea, this is for you, my love. I'm going down the list now. This is for the lovely Andrea, who would like to know about her past life, please. Does Andrea need to know, dear spirit guides, who was she? What did she do? Oh, health. Okay, these were health matters that were very prominent in your past life. I feel, Andrea, that actually You could have been someone working in the medical profession, Andrea, in some way, nursing, possibly even a connection with mental health there. That's what I'm feeling for you, Andrea. Let's take a tarot card for you. Wow, Andrea, I felt it so strongly. And just to confirm this, the Empress card, my goodness, she's the nurturer, the carer, the nurse, okay? But I feel as if you looked after people with mental health issues, okay? And you would have brought a lot of that wisdom with you into this life now. And right now, I imagine you to be a very caring, loving individual who has the ability to help people in that capacity. Have you been a carer in this lifetime, Andrea, in some way? I feel you have. And for Karina, who are you, Karina? My goodness. And Casey totally feels she was a man. Wow. We'll have a look, Casey. Obviously, if it was a male-dominated kind of lifestyle, then it's very likely you were. Oh, my goodness, Karina. Angels. You were an earth angel, Karina. My goodness, what a beautiful card to receive. That's your past life, my darling, you know. And you would have brought that energy with you into this life as well. There are people that you need to help, and there's a purpose. Your purpose in life, I feel, Karina, is to help people in some way. Now, I do know you have said you want to go into midwifery. That would make a lot of sense, you know. In many ways, nurses are angels, aren't they? You know. Let's take a look at your tarot card as well, and let's see what lessons or what you've brought with you from that past life. Okay, so the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is an assertive energy. Okay, so I feel that what you've brought with you from that angelic energy that you experienced in your past life is the ability to look after people, but also to lead them as well. You know, the Queen of Wands will help anyone, but they also like that person to help themselves. So you'll have this assertive, caring way about you at the moment, Karina. A take charge attitude is what you've brought with you or need to experience alongside this angelic capability as well, this earth energy, that the earth angel energy that you have. Okay, if you see what I'm trying to say there, because you know some earth energy, all earth angels have a different purpose. Your purpose is to gently and assertively help people and point them in the right direction. Wolfie Riddy, let's have a look for you, my dear. So for anyone who's just joined me, because I've stopped, I'm working down the list. I am looking at past lives this evening. So if you'd like that card, if you believe in past lives, then please type in the comments and I will get to you. High Priestess or Priestess, I love this one. And that was for Wolfie. My goodness, this is a very psychic energy. You had incredible spiritual gifts, Wolfie, and you still have them now. The thing is, in your previous life, they may have been hidden from the public because of, you know, for fear of retribution. You know, people were not free to display these psychic gifts or abilities, but you had an incredible inner knowing. And let's have a look what you've brought from that lifetime, Wolfie. What has Wolfie brought from that lifetime? Okay, this is the karmic card. Okay, so whatever you did in that past life with regard to your spiritual practices, and the High Priestess and the priest were very spiritual, good people, even though they had to hide themselves away a lot of the time. You know, in this lifetime, you are going to reap what you sowed. Okay, so, you know, it's upright. The card came out upright, so some good is coming to you for the good that you did in your past life, Wolfie. Lovely combination of cards there for you, my dear. KC, let's see if you were a man then. Okay, this is for KC Sunshine. Okay, let's see what your past life tells us. Ooh, what does KC need to know about her past life, please? My goodness. Oh, KC, phobias. Let's push these aside. Phobias. Okay, so something happened in your past life that has caused you to have a phobia or maybe a few phobias. There's something you are afraid of. I won't, you can type in the comments and I'll have a look in a little while. But there is something that you would have bought from the past. Something happened in your past life, you know, that has led to a phobia in this life. Okay, how interesting. So if we say, for example, if you are frightened of small spaces, maybe you were locked inside a small space or something in your past life, that kind of thing. So something has happened that has clearly led to the phobias that you are experiencing right now, or phobia. Some of us have more than one. I have a few. Most people generally do, but it will be linked to what happened in your past life. And what have you brought over from that past life? Casey, what do you need to know in connection with this? 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so they're letting you know here that you're secure. You need to realize that you are secure, and this phobia that you have, you need to work on and let go of. You are secure. There's no need for you to be afraid, my love. Okay, these fears, I feel, are quite deep, or this particular fear that you are experiencing runs quite deep, but it can be let go of. It can be released. Okay, so they're letting you know that you are safe, you are secure, and this will not repeat itself, my love, whatever you are afraid of. And that is for Casey. So, Saro, who were you in your past life? Who were you, my love? Communal living. Okay. Now, interestingly, Saro, we may have been living in the community together, I feel, because there is something about your energy since the time you came on my live. I drew this card this evening before I went on live. I gave these cards a good shuffle as they'd been in the box a long time, and I drew a card for myself. In fact, this flew out of the deck, and it was for me, and it was communal living. Makes a lot of sense because I believe in communal living. If I could live in a community, I would. I believe I'm not really much for individuality. I feel that many of us are forced into that position in this modern day world. But there you go. Now, this stems from my past life, just as yours would, Saro. You are someone who would have lived amongst a community of loving, giving people. You would have all worked together for the common good, okay? In other words, you wouldn't have been working for your own gain, for your own food, for your own shelter. It would have been a collective situation. So you may feel drawn to that now. You may feel drawn to the need to be with people, just as we are this evening, even, or in a physical sense. Okay, let's take a look at what you have brought over from that previous life, Saro. Wow, Saro, look what you've brought over. You've brought over some very spiritual instincts, and I feel as if you are a very psychic person. You may not know it. I don't know if you know it, but I do feel you're going to be drawn to a spiritual practice. Could even be something religious that you're drawn to, but that's what I sense with you. I feel that, if anything, this is saying that because of your communal living, you're not drawn to the material so much, the material side of life. You know, I feel it's very much leaning towards the spiritual side of life. And as you continue your journey through this lifetime, that will get stronger and stronger. Saro. Okay. I'll join you there with the gin, Gillian. Hope Mickelson would like to know. Okay. Hi, Sarah Drinkwater. Let's try and stop this chat for a moment. Just, I don't mean you should stop, because I'm just working through this list to look at who wants to look at their past life. Hope this is for you, my love. Well, you also have the high priestess, okay, or high priest. You could, of course, have been a priest. In fact, I feel drawn towards the priest for you, Hope. I feel this could have been, you could have been a very knowledgeable, wise man, male priest in your past life, and someone who people came to for spiritual advice and guidance. But, you know, just like the other person that had this evening, I can't remember who it was, you may have had to keep this under wraps, you know, kept it quiet from the public, and only a certain circle of people would have known about this. Now let's have a look at what you brought from that previous life. And this is as a high priest. So I do feel there's a male connection here for you, my love. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so you have the ability, which you have brought from your previous life, to really work at something, okay? You have tenacity. You are someone who could be very, very dedicated, Hope, to a certain cause or a project or knowledge. I feel learning is something that will be very big for you in this lifetime, especially with regard to spiritual knowledge, Hope. I feel that's the direction you will be going in. So, Sarah Drinkwater, good evening, my love. This is for you. Okay. Wars and battles for Sarah. Wow, let's have a look at this card. My goodness, Sarah. Wars and battles. I'm picking up a male energy here in your past, okay? You were someone who went out there and you went to war, okay? Now, I couldn't tell you which war it was, but it looks like, oh, we're going back to, this looks like if anyone American is in the house, could you have a look, please? This looks like an American flag to me. I'm thinking of that war now. With the Confederates, it's the one that I can't remember the name of it, but the Confederates and the Southerners went to war. So it looks as if you have a link to America here, Sarah Drinkwater, in your past life, and you went to battle, you went to war. My goodness. Now, what you have very likely brought over with you, I feel, is the need to stand up and be counted, the need to stand up for what's right in life. And I feel that you're more than prepared to do that, to take up causes, to stand up for the underdog when you need to. So you will have brought a real strength and touch of fearlessness with you, I feel. On the other hand, you could also be a conscientious objector. Maybe that war that you were in the previous life has led to you feeling that war is nothing but a waste of time. It could go either way. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at your tarot. Yes, actually, because as I was saying that, you know, as I was reading that past life of yours, I did feel towards the end that perhaps you would now bring with you the realization that war leads to death, and destruction, and that's the reality of it. And so, yeah, and you've brought a lot of sadness. There may be some sadness, you know, Sarah, that you're carrying deep within you. It could be that in some ways, past life regression would be very good for you, very therapeutic for you, Sarah. If there's something that you feel sad about, but you're unsure of what it is, this could be related and linked to this war that you were involved in the United States there. And, you know, the Five of Cups tells me that you may have lost people during that. Well, you would have lost people, wouldn't you? Throughout that war, and you've kind of brought that sadness with you. And you know, the whole situation is very sad, isn't it? Any war, whether they're people we know or not. But I feel that there was a lot of sadness and death around you in your previous life, and now maybe you are someone who does not believe in wars and will stand up for peace. So where am I? Let's go back up. Civil war, that's right, Casey. Thank you. Julian as well, and everyone else. Thank you. It just I couldn't think of the word, but thank you very much. So I'm just going back up to find where the list ended. Okay, Robert, I'll get to you in a moment, darling. Let's just go back up. It's very hard to run a list on this. So let's go back up to where I was. Absolutely, Robert. Yeah, that is why people can slip into a cult-like environment. So for those of you who have just joined recently, I'm looking at past lives at the moment. If you're interested in knowing what your past life was or anything to do with your past life, and please type in the comments. Right, I think I've found where I was now. Okay, Cynthia Rakeshaw. Oh. So Cynthia Rakeshaw, I'm with you now. So this is for you, Cynthia. Can you tell me, please, about Cynthia's past life? Who was she and what does she need to know about it, please? Cynthia, my darling, some of these are sad past lives, aren't they? You were an orphan, my love. In your past life, okay, so mummy and daddy were in spirit and you were left as an orphan. And it may be that now you are very drawn towards helping children in some way, or perhaps you're very much someone who cares deeply about children, enjoys the company of children, and is very responsive to childhood causes, children in need, that type of thing, Cynthia. So does that make sense to you? Because I feel that that's the energy that would have been brought over to this life, okay? And it could be that you end up working with children in some way, if you don't already, or if you haven't done before, or helping children in some form, okay? But there will be a strong attraction toward them, and maybe an understanding for those of them who are suffering, especially when we see these images on TV and that type of thing. I would imagine you would be extremely moved by this. Let's have a look at your tarot, Cynthia. What does your tarot tell us? What did you bring over from that previous life. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was a difficult time. It was a challenging time, okay, but people did help you. You can see that here. They did help you. That, you know, it wasn't perfect, the help that you got, but it helped you get by. And the Four of Cups here, with regard to what it's brought here for you, is your ability. I feel you have an ability to see the positive in the negative. You have an ability, Cynthia, to see your blessings, an incredible ability. And that's because of the suffering that you did previously, my love. Makes a lot of sense to me. Craig, would you like Craig Spiritual? I haven't finished yet, darling, if you'd like to know. So this is for Robert Wells, who very rarely asks for anything. I thought you might be interested in this, Robert. So this is for Robert Wells. Who was Robert Wells in a past life, please? Or what does he need to know about his previous life? Robert Wells, Greco-Roman. Okay, Robert, that kind of adds up. I mean, obviously, I don't know you. I only know you on here. But are you someone who is drawn to Stoicism and anything like that, or anything that is connected with the Romans, the Greeks, you know, literature, etc., etc.? Trying to find Robert now. Now, I won't be able to see your comment for a while, but you may feel drawn toward that, okay, because that's when your previous life was literally around the Roman times, and you may find yourself drawn to anything to do with the Romans. You know, do you like trying to think? There is a program on telly. Oh, these words escape me. There is a program on TV. Spartacus, something like that. You may find you enjoy all that kind of thing, okay. And as I say, Stoicism could be something that you are interested in, or you know, find interesting. Yeah, so that's your past life, and it really doesn't surprise me somehow. I feel you were quite an intellectual in your past life, Robert, and possibly even a bit of a philosopher. Do you find you are now? I sense that you are now someone who is very philosophical, and that you have brought it over with you from this Roman and Greek era. Let's have a look. Two of Swords. Okay, so this Two of Swords is all about decision making and confronting issues. Okay, and that's what you've kind of brought over with you from that time period. You know, maybe you had a very gentle philosophy on life at that time, or for that time, and now you're needing to sort of face up to a few harsh truths, okay, and not hide from them. You know, if you hid from them in your previous life, then now you may be faced with certain sort of challenges that you need to just face head on in order to learn that lesson that came from that part of your journey here on earth. So that's Robert. I'm sure, I just feel you were a philosopher. Leonie, this is for you, my love. Sorry if I did miss you. It's quite tricky on the old list here situation. Leonie, this is for you, my darling. I don't normally work with a list, so Leonie. Wow, Leonie. Medicine woman, man or woman, Leonie. My goodness, you were a healer. You could have had a connection with shamanic healing. Are you interested or drawn toward shamanic healing? If you're not now, you may be. Okay. Are you, do you feel drawn to the drums, the shamanic drums, that type of thing? So you were a healer, a very, very deeply spiritual person. with a wonderful, wonderful energy that you gave to others, okay? You would have been able to heal others, and you are very likely able to do that now, my love. Let's have a look at what you brought over from that past life, Leonie. Do you feel you have brought the ability to heal others around you? Yes, Knight of Cups, look at that. All the love that you are able to give to others, okay? You're able to reach out to people, okay? So if there are people around you that are in need of healing, emotional healing, physical healing, this is something you are gifted with, Leonie. If you're not doing it now, you probably are in a natural sense. If you're not doing it now in a literal sense, then do look into it. Healing for Leonie. Graney would like one as well. This is for Graney. Graney, you have the Greco-Roman card as well, so that your past life was connected with the Romans and the Greeks, at a very important time in history. And what I'm picking up here, Graney, as I tune into your energy, is that you may have been a Roman soldier. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. Okay, I know it's a surprise, but that's what I'm picking up. Let's take a look. And I feel that this past life of yours as a Roman soldier has given you the ability to fight. It's given you the ability to survive challenges. I feel you have a very stiff upper lip and you are able to deal with whatever comes your way, my love. And that is because you were a soldier in your past life. My goodness, look at this, the Ace of Wands. This is being dynamic. This is someone who has energy. This is someone who can go for it. Okay, so you have this ability that's come through from that past life to be brave and to be a little fearless, Gillian. Okay, but the lesson here is to make sure you put this incredible dynamic energy into something positive, and that's for Graney. And now this is for Shamila. I will be finishing these soon and looking at your questions. That's unless everyone that comes on wants one, will continue. I'm going to try and cover everyone if I can. Shamila, this is for you. My goodness, Shamila, beautiful card. You were an incredible, exceptional mother, not just to your own children, and I feel you had plenty of children, but to other people's children as well. You were someone that all the children came to for that bowl of soup, for that hug, for a shoulder to cry on. And this, I feel, continued right up until your death in your previous life. Okay, and so you are likely to be very, very nurturing even now, Shamila, someone who's drawn to having children or a large family, maybe other people's children. Just you have a really incredible caring nature, Shamila. Seven of Wands. Okay, this has brought a lot of strength with you to this life. Okay, that's what you've taken from that journey of yours. You've taken the strength and determination, and because mothers are nurturing, they're kind, they're soft, they're gentle, but they're also very strong, and they have to stand their ground. Us mothers, we deal with a lot. We do it in such a way that people don't realize our struggle. But you had your struggles as a mother, and you still have your struggles today, but you are able to face up to them because of this. I feel in many ways you were quite an incredible woman in your past life, Shamila. Hi, Deborah Smith. I'm just doing past lives at the moment, my love, if you would like one. So this is for Tatty Bonds. Okay, Tatty Bonds. This is for you, my love. Who were you in your past life? Wow, you were also a mother, just like Shamila. You were someone you were surrounded by children. I feel, in actual fact, what I'm picking up with you is that in your past life, you were someone who was perhaps in an orphanage or that kind of institution somewhere where you were surrounded by children that didn't have love in their lives. And even now you will be drawn to that sort of situation, looking after lost souls is what I pick up with you, Tatty Bonds. And now let's have a look what you brought over from that life, my love. What did Tatty Bonds bring over with her from that life? My goodness, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, you have the ability to make people feel secure, to make people feel that, you know, life can be good. All right, you're able to reach out to them, but in a very practical sense. You're very loving, but also very practical. You're someone who can support others, okay, and give them the, you know, the feeling of security. So, Craig Spiritual, this is for you, my love. Past life reading. Who was Craig? What does Craig need to know about his past life? What will the cards reveal for you tonight, Craig? Oh, Craig, love life. Wow, your love life figured very much with regard to your past life. I feel that you had, let's have a look. Actually, I'm going to draw the tarot for this one. I want to know a little bit more about that. I want to know a little bit more about Craig's previous life and his love life. Let's have a look. Wow, you had a beautiful, beautiful love life in your previous life on Earth. Craig Spiritual, my goodness, there was so much love around you, between you and this other person. It was a very successful relationship, and I feel that in this life, Craig, you are yearning to replace that, darling, you know, and I feel you've struggled to replace it and you're still looking for it, okay, because, you know, sometimes it's like when we have a second marriage, etc., on Earth, and maybe our first partner has passed away, and that person we love dearly, you know, that with the perfect spouse or partner, that standard is then very high, isn't it? They've set the bar so high, and it can be a struggle to find someone to match them. And this is what I feel has happened, but not with regard to a previous relationship on Earth. We're talking about your previous relationship in your prior life, your previous life, my darling. And so, yeah, there is a desire here for you to find this replacement, to match what you had before. And it's going to be hard. And I feel the message here is to realize that, you know, everyone's unique in their own way, and even though the next person may not be quite up to that standard, they will also have a lot to give. So perhaps there's a message here to realize that you can still be happy even if they don't match that person identically in terms of your love for them or for each other. So yeah, lovely cards for you there. I feel you had a very deep, loving relationship. So much love. Nina, this is for you. Nina. Who was Nina in her past life, please? Who was Nina in her past life? Oh, Nina, you were a baby, my darling, okay? And when this card comes out, I generally feel that, you know, some of us, we do pass away as babies, don't we? Something happens to us for one reason or another. The angels take us at an early age, and I feel something happened to you as a baby, as an infant, you know, possibly around Victorian times, I'm feeling, Nina. And it was a time where, you know, many infants didn't didn't get to live past the age of 2. So there's no surprise here, is there? You know, that this would have been around the Victorian era, and I feel as if you had some kind of illness in your past life. And I feel babies and the health of babies and will be very important to you right now, Nina, in this life that you are currently in. Let's have a look what the tarot says. Yeah, okay, you're realizing that, you know, different lives are, you know, each life is different, okay, and just be, you know, what goes around comes around, and you know, just because something bad happens during one life, it doesn't mean it's going to repeat itself. And that's what this karmic card is telling you, that this time round things are going to be so much better for you. Okay, now I have to say as well, you may be drawn to anything to do with children or small babies, small children, you know, and mothers and their plight, Nina. So yeah, that would not surprise me at all. Ajaswini Forat, who would like to know. This is for you, Ajaswini. Love life. So this is the same for you, Ajaswini. Your love life featured very much in your past life. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in what way, because of course it could go either way. But this was to do with you and a partner and someone that you loved, my dear. Let's find out what you brought with you from your love life, your previous love life, during your previous life. Yeah, this is why I like to check with the tarot. I did get a feeling, but I didn't want to say anything until I had it confirmed by the cards. You were betrayed in your previous life, my darling, and I'm sorry to have to say that. Thankfully, it's a previous life. It's gone. It's done. But you were betrayed. Now, what you may find is that now, Ajaswini, you have a problem in trusting people, especially in relationships. Would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? You know, because you were hurt. You know, when people betray us, we do get hurt, and you love this person deeply. But so now you may find yourself unable to trust that someone loves you, unable to trust that they won't betray you. And what I want to say to you is that was a past life, and that whatever happened. And maybe now you need to see things in a different light, okay? Perhaps in this life, when you do fall in love, make sure you fall in love with the right person and take your time, okay? Make sure that you know you don't attract someone similar to your previous life, but I feel you wouldn't anyway. You're pretty good at judging people now, Ajaswini. Akanksha, this is for you, my love. Akanksha, you've got the phobias card as well, my love. Someone else had that earlier. So there's a phobia you have, I feel, that kind of does affect your life from time to time. Whatever this phobia is, it is linked to a situation, something that happened that frightened you or concerned you, worried you in your past life. And as I explained earlier, for the person who had this card, and I think it was KC, you know, it could be a situation such as being locked away somewhere and unable to get out from a small space, a confined space, and finding that now you could be a little claustrophobic. You know, you could have been attacked by birds, and now feel scared of birds. You know, whatever phobia you have, there will be a link to that in your past life. And this card comes out to let you know that, you know, ask you to let go of those fears, that this is a new life, and there's no need for you to be fearful. And that's what the tarot will confirm, hopefully. Yes, Knight of Pentacles. Move on from this, you know. And the Knight of Pentacles, it's a card of stability, security, feeling okay, feeling safe. You're safe now, darling. Okay, you are safe. And these phobias, they you need to deal with them and let go of them if you can. Yes. So whoever it was that was in that civil war, I can't remember who it was that got that card. Sarah Drinkwater, I think. You would have been a Confederate in your past life. Thanks for pointing that out, Casey. I thought it was the Confederate flag. Ian Bovingdon, in answer to your question, I am going to say yes. I'm going to say absolutely. A very determined, this apprentice of yours, Ian Bovingdon, 7 of Wands, a very determined young man, I feel. Someone who is strong and will make sure that he lives up to your expectations, I feel. This is someone who does very well when they put their mind to it, Ian. Pass life for Deborah Smith, okay. Barbara Halliday, did you want a past life reading at all this evening? Don't worry if not. Spirituality and religion, and that is for Deborah Smith. My goodness, Deborah, this featured very much in your past life, Deborah, and I feel in a religious way, actually. You may have been a nun. That's what I'm feeling, Deborah. You were a nun in your past life. Have you been drawn toward religion at all in this lifetime? And now it could be an alternative religion. It could go both ways. It could be that you are drawn to religion in the traditional sense, conservative religion, you know, or it could be that you're drawn to something alternative, such as what we're doing now. Obviously, you are to an extent, but either way, which is a stronger pull, you know? It could be that you've turned away from it, but I'm sensing here convents, nuns. I feel you were a nun in your past life, Deborah. And what did you bring with you from that life? And for anyone that's new here this evening, I'm just looking this evening at past lives at the moment, who we were in our past lives and who you were in your past life. And I do come on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, for those of you who don't know. And we usually look at your questions, etc. But tonight we're doing something a little different. But do subscribe and come and join me Wednesday and Friday. King of Cups. Okay, I feel you were someone who was able to counsel people through your spirituality, through your religion, through your position as a nun, and worked very closely with a priest, okay? And you still have this ability today, Deborah. You're someone who people turn to for advice, spiritual advice, general advice, practical advice, but someone who has this spiritual philosophy on life, I feel, and that you're able to share and counsel people even now, Deborah. You have a natural ability for that. That's right, Sammy, we are. So Palfing Girl. Okay, welcome Palfing Girl. I think it's your first time with me on my live. Do subscribe and come back on a Wednesday and Friday. Okay, so this is for Palfing Girl, who would like to know. Well, you got the Greco-Roman, so you were around in the Greek-Roman times. Okay, I feel as if you have a very strong connection with the Roman Empire, and I feel as if you were quite high up within that Palfing Girl. Let's have a look at the tarot and what that has to say. So I do feel you had quite a prominent status within the Roman Empire. Yes, Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is brought, what you've brought with you is the ability to kind of be assertive, put your foot down, be heard, face challenges. You are very likely were part of the Roman army, and so you were someone who you're now able to fight and stand your ground, stand your corner. Okay, but the message and the lesson here is I feel in this life that you've learned is to make sure that you are standing up for the right causes. Okay, and also honesty and truth, speaking up for truth is what you are very likely to be drawn to, Palfing Girl. Do you find yourself speaking up for people who are being bullied or put down, people who can't speak up for themselves? Do you find yourself standing up for them? Katie Barnes, this is for you, my love. Katie Barnes, spouse. Now, when this card comes out, Katie, this indicates that you were married in a previous life to your soulmate, to your twin flame. This was an incredible marriage, but I don't feel the marriage lasted long, which is why you have the bride and the groom here still. Okay, I feel as if it was a beautiful marriage, but one of you passed away. It could have been you, could have been him. But I'm sensing a touch of some real sadness around this. Let's have a look at the tarot, what that has to say. What have you brought with you? What lessons have you learned? So it's a beautiful marriage, beautiful wedding, but somehow I feel it ended tragically. Yes, Ace of Swords. It ended tragically, my love. But it's given you courage. It's given you courage and the ability to face the prospects of losing in love again. When we're hurt, whether it's in a previous life or previous relationship, it can mean that we then become scared to fall in love again. But you're not scared. You've brought with you a lot of courage, my love. Okay, and so you're not scared to fall in love again. I don't feel this time around, even though it will be hard to replace what you had there. Palfing Girl, yes, I did. You'll have to go back afterwards, and I did read your cards for you. Julie Burns, this is for you. Is that true, Palfing Girl? Yeah, that's what I felt very strongly. And you've brought that from the Roman times. You were in the Roman Empire, in the Roman army, shall I say. Let's go back up to see who I was. Well, I know I'm on Julie Burns, but I'm going to go backwards as well because I've missed a few people there. Oh, the chat. If I get time, Sarah, I'll take a look afterwards. We'll see how this goes. But it's nice to have a change, isn't it, sometimes, Sarah? And your previous life was fascinating. My goodness, another Roman. The place is full of Romans. As Craig is saying, yeah, lots of people connected to the Roman times. And this is for Julie Burns. Okay, you were also part of the Roman Empire. Let's take a look at your tarot and see in what way, if we can find out a bit more about that. Sensing something different with you, my love. Okay. You were clearly very, very happy in that time. All right, whatever you were doing, I feel you were female and you were someone who was pampered and lived in luxury and abundance. That's what I feel. And what I'm going to take one more card for you, actually. And you got the Four of Swords. Okay, so I feel what this has done, actually, this previous life of abundance and luxury has kind of left you with sort of probably the need to not overdo things in this life now, to take things easy, because in your past life it just wasn't like that for you, and this life is a bit tougher, I feel, for you, darling, than the previous one. So it could be that you just need to slow down a little in this life. So this is for Kerry Hutton Page. Who was Kerry Hutton Page in her past life? Love life featured very highly in your past life, Kerry Hutton Page. You had a very strong love with someone. But I'm going to ask the tarot, what happened? What happened with this love life of yours? You will feel this deep within your soul, All of us, we all feel our past lives. You get the feelings of deja vu that are connected when we experience situations or events or countries, etc. Seven of Swords. I did feel that. That's why I wanted to check. Wow, this happened with someone else as well. The tarot is being very honest this evening. They're not letting us off lightly. The cards, Kerry, you had betrayal, my darling. You experienced betrayal, Kerry, and this may have left you feeling a little cautious in this lifetime, feeling a little dubious about future love or current love. Will someone walk away again? That type of thing. And sometimes this situation in a previous life can make us a little insecure, a little clingy, a little unsure of whether we are secure with that person. Okay, but the message here is to make sure that you don't hold on to these feelings and realize that this is a new life now. Okay, don't hold yourself back with regard to this. Don't keep yourself stuck with this fear, Kerry, is what the cards are saying. Sammy Merrick, this is for you, my love. Sammy Merrick, you have phobias. So there are phobias you have that you are experiencing connected to circumstances from your past life. Something has made you afraid or scared, and you've developed this phobia because of it. Okay, let's have a look at what the tarot says for you, for Sammy. The Star. Okay, but you know what? The tarot basically is saying that you have no need to be scared. The Star card is all about hope and inspiration. There's just I feel you've brought anxiety with you from this past life. Something happened, Sammy, way back then that's led you to experience or suffer this anxiety that you're feeling. But they want you to know that things are going to be okay this time round. All right. Even if your life has been tough up until now in certain ways, they have your back. The universe has your back, and there is no need for you to be afraid anymore, Sammy, okay? So some of this anxiety that you may be experiencing could very well be linked to something that's happened in the past. So when we know that, it's a bit easier to come to terms with it, or maybe let it go. Is that right, Palfin girl? Yes, it's incredibly interesting. This is for Luca Rex. This is for you, my love. Biblical times, look at that. Okay, so your previous life was during biblical times, my love. Now, you may have been around when, when there were crucifixions, and if you believe in Jesus being crucified, that type of thing, that could have all been happening. Maybe Moses, all sorts of things. I'm not someone who knows too much about Christianity. I know there are people much more knowledgeable in the chat about that. But whatever was going on at those times, you could have been witness to that, my love. Now, how would that have affected you now? Do you feel drawn to those times, or anything connected to those times? Do you feel drawn to the nativity? Did you feel drawn to it as a child? Did you play Joseph, or is there a significance here for you, Luca? Emperor. Okay, so you could have been someone who was very prominent in those times, okay? Someone who gave out orders, in fact, quite tough orders, made some very tough decisions. And I feel that right now, Luca, in this life, you're kind of anti-establishment, anti-authority. You're not someone who takes orders easily. Maybe that's because that's your conscience in a way that comes with us from previous lives. And this time around, you've got a softer approach to life, I feel. I've just seen your comment, Tiger Dragon. Good night, my love. You're very welcome. Well, I'm at the end of the past life cards, everyone. So that was good. It was so interesting to see everyone's past life this evening. I hope I got to you all. If I haven't, and I do apologize. Actually, I didn't do I don't actually have my own tarot deck. I did create an oracle deck. I will get those out one evening, Wolfie. Thank you, Elle. I'm going to. I didn't do one for Natalie, and I know I didn't do one for Barbara. So let's do one for Barbara here. Barbara Halliday, how can I not do you a past life card? Let's see. What was in your past life? Barbara, you have phobias and fears as well. So there are some fears lurking deep within you, my darling. Or something that you are scared of in this life. Do you have a phobia of any kind, Deborah? Barbara. Type in the comments, my love. Let me know. But there's something there that is not very nice for you, I feel, Barbara. Let me know in the comments, and I'll do some tarot to go with that. Seven of Swords. It's to do with trust issues, trusting people. Yeah. I feel as if we can have a phobia, can't we, with regard to trusting people. We are scared that they are going to betray us in some way, or to put our hearts on the line. It's difficult. It is difficult. And of course, your phobia from that you've taken, you've carried with you from your past life, could have stemmed from the life previous to that, even. And now you are left with this touch of insecurity towards, I feel, trusting people. Do you look and wonder what the motives are? And I'm not talking about everyone. This could be to do with relationships or certain situations that you have a phobia about. But if you do, then know that it's to do with past life events, Barbara. And Natalie, this is for you, my love. I say, Barbara. So you have a fear of being rejected, and possibly this you see, this would have come from the past life. But if we can get over that fear, if you can get over that fear somehow, then it won't repeat itself. Once it's learnt, and done and dusted. This is for Natalie, and then I'm going to leave it there. Greco-Roman, another Roman in our midst. Okay, so this is for you, my love. You have a link with the Romans and the Greeks. I feel more towards the Greek side of things here for you, Natalie. So do you feel drawn toward Greece or Greek culture, Greek cuisine, that type of thing? Ten of Wands. That's right, Craig. We've got the Roman army here this evening, Craig. 10 of Wands. Okay. You had a lot on your plate, a lot to deal with, but I feel it's more towards the Greek side of things here. And your lesson here is to delegate. Maybe you were quite high up in some way and you took too much on. The lesson here is to delegate, my love. Okay. That's for Natalie. Okay, so that's what they're asking you to do. Make sure that you delegate, learn here to share your responsibilities, your workload. Cutie, I know you're there. You've just come in quite late, but I'm just going to finish with you, Cutie. Was it Cutie Cat or someone like that? Cutie Cat. Trees. Okay, the trees. Okay, so Cutie Cat, you are someone who in your past life you were connected to working with trees. So you could have been a druid in your past life. Someone with a very spiritual, a Cutie Cat. Thank you, Granny. So you would have had a connection with tree worship in some way, or in the times of the druids, when, although we do still of course have druids, when magical messages would come from the trees. So you would have worked with trees in some way, had a connection with trees and nature and spirituality in that way, Cutie Cat. Let's have a look at your tarot. Sweet dreams, Slammy. See you on Wednesday, hopefully. Yes, it's been lovely. Hanged Man. Okay, so this is about you cultivating patience. Trees take a long time to grow, don't they? And if you were working with trees and in nature and etc., what you've brought with you is the ability this time around in your life, Cutie Cat, the need to be patient and learn that some things take a bit of time, my love, okay? But you may find yourself drawn to nature, drawn to the outdoors, drawn to forests and trees and that type of thing. Thank you, Craig Spiritual. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, so anyone new here, do please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm on Monday, Wednesday and Friday evening. And this evening, I'm now going to put those away. But this evening, I have been doing past life readings, which I feel people have enjoyed. And I have certainly found them to be very interesting, extremely enlightening. And I hope you have enjoyed them as well. Albion Ali. Oh dear. Okay, let's just draw you. Right, and this will be definitely the last one. Last one. That's right, Barbara. Thank you. I want to reach 1,000 if we can by the end of the year. Barbara wants me to do that, but it's going to take some doing, Barbara. If people share this video, that would really help. This is for Albion Ali. Hope you've subscribed, Albion. Albion, you were a high priestess in your past life. This would have been a female high priestess, someone who's very spiritual. You may have had to lock your gifts away, your spirituality, your psychic abilities, for fear of being caught. I feel that you were someone who, you were quite a healer actually, and someone who worked with herbs. Do you feel drawn toward anything like that, magic or herbal remedies? That's what I'm picking up with you. This is for you, my love. 7 of Swords. So someone betrayed you, someone informed on you, my darling, in your previous life. Now, what that means in this life is that you may be concerned about telling people, trusting them with regard to keeping information secret. Okay, so you may have trust issues in that way, with regard to what you tell people, what you share with others. And that would have come from the fact that you were, as we say here, dobbed in the UK, someone had informed on you, my love, which sadly would have meant death in those times. So no wonder you have this strong, I feel strong, issue of trust with regard to telling others your secrets or information, and worrying that they will betray you or inform on you. Night, Kerry. Good night, my love. Night, Gillian. Night, Sayro. I know it's very late there. Thank you for joining me, darling. Hopefully see you Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to take a few questions now, if you have them. Very welcome, Albion. I do hope you've subscribed, my love. Yeah, good night to everyone who's off. That's a good way of putting it, actually, Elle. So let's have a look at your questions now. Oh, okay. So this is for Hakima, who wants to know okay, I feel you have to be very careful here, Hakima, and listen to your intuition, darling, okay? Make your own judgments here. Your judgments are pretty good. The cards are showing a negative energy around this situation and this person. So follow your heart on this. Follow your own judgment, Hakima. If it doesn't feel right, and I don't think it does feel right, then follow what your heart is telling you. So, Nana. Oh, that's okay. So, Nana wants to know about career path. 4 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Sun. So I feel travel is connected with your career path. Something to do with travel, something to do with sunshine, going abroad, okay? There are opportunities out there that you're not seeing at the moment, Nana. You need to open your eyes, and also there's an opportunity either now or coming in that may not be exactly what you had in mind, but it will be a lot better than you're seeing, if you see what I mean. Okay, sometimes we don't see what's in front of our eyes, and that's what these cards are telling me. But I do feel travel is connected, and going abroad and that type of thing. Something to do with sunnier climes. Yeah, you're feeling kind of stuck. Makes a lot of sense, Nana, actually, because of that Four of Cups. But there's much more in front of you than you're seeing. There's much more opportunity out there. But you've really got to go after it. That's what the Knight of Wands was saying. Mariel Lopez, will Aries text me? Ooh, let's have a look and see. What does Aries feel? Well, someone's coming towards you here, Marielle, but it might not be Aries. This could be someone else. In fact, this could be two people. We've got a King of Swords and we've got a Knight of Pentacles. So there's two people that are very interested in you, that are coming toward you in the future. And that will be an air sign. That's an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and also the second one is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So two people coming towards you here. There was no sign of Aries as such. Okay, Leonie. Will everything be okay with my children as they are in a difficult situation? Ooh. Let's have a look for you, my love. Well, very good card for family. Yes, it's going to be okay. Yes, in answer to your question. They are going through it, but they've got help here. And this is the family card, and it's a card with regard to being secure, something coming to completion, something working out okay. Then you've got the Six of Cups, okay, and the Queen of Wands. Someone stepping in here to help things, to help things to get better. So yeah, going to get help in some way from a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, or Sag. Hello, Lonely Soul. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. It's not a list at the moment. I can ask Spirit for a message for you, Sarah, from Spirit. Okay, I'll come back to you in a moment, Elle. This is for Sarah Drinkwater. A message from Spirit, please, for Sarah Drinkwater. Dear Spirit, guides, what does Sarah need to know? Sarah Drinkwater. Okay. Got the same cards as earlier, so I'm going to change those cards. There's no reason for that, Sarah. Don't worry. It's once I get a repeat of cards, you know, you could see I shuffled them. When they repeat themselves, it's time for them to have a rest. So this is for you, my love, from Spirit to Sarah. Okay, you've got a lot going on, Sarah. Lots of multitasking. Look at that lady there, Queen of Wands. You know, we've got a Aries full moon at the moment, so there's a lot of Queen of Wands energy around, actually. But you know what? The message from Spirit is there's someone or something that doesn't feel right in your life, Sarah, and your intuition is very, very strong. Queen of Wands energy, you know, the Queen of Wands is someone who is very, very intuitive, very good at reading people, and you're very good at reading people. You're very strong and you're very capable of seeing through things that aren't right, something that isn't right, or a person that isn't right around you right now. Go with that feeling, okay? And don't let them hoodwink you or convince you of things that aren't true, or it's just something that's not quite right, something you're feeling uneasy about. Okay, so yeah, go with your gut on this, Sarah. That's right, Robert. Okay, Barbara, what is your spiritual path? Okay, dear spirit guides, please send your guidance to Barbara. What is her spiritual path, please? Five of Wands, Queen of Swords, Seven of Cups. There's a few options here. Can you see that question mark there? There's a few options, Barbara. Queen of Swords. You really need to do some thinking about what you are drawn to, okay? Whatever it is, don't go into anything that is over competitive, because you've got this Five of Wands there. So don't go into anything that's over competitive, but something that requires creative, logical thinking. And that's quite a vague answer, I know, but it's something that requires, nothing that's too airy fairy. That's what I'm picking up here. So yeah, really take some time to think this one through, but nothing that's too airy fairy. I don't actually read on pregnancy, Rose, but most other questions I do. You're welcome, Barbara. Yeah, so yeah, there needs to be something where you can sort of apply your logic. You are the Queen of Swords, remember. You're the Aquarius lady. So I feel something that has a humanitarian edge to it, Barbara, but not in an airy fairy way, if you see what I mean. I mean, we can all be a bit airy fairy at times. I am with the fairies. I'm away with the fairies at times, I suppose. But when it comes to it, tarot is not airy fairy, is it? Or runes are not airy fairy, or something where your feet are firmly on the ground, if you see what I mean. So this is for Elle, who is feeling ballsy today and wants to know her chances of becoming a model. Wow, my goodness, Elle. Okay, Strength, Hierophant. Yes, you have every possible chance of getting there. You've got the Three of Pentacles. It's all about growth, moving forward, okay, progressing toward what you want to do, what you want to achieve, but you will need to put the work in. I feel it's at the early stages, the idea of this. Yeah, I do feel that you're someone who could do it, but you may need to get some sort of help here to promote you in some way. Okay, so I see you reaching out somewhere. Perhaps that will be an agency of some sort, but the cards are showing that it's very, very possible, but you will need to get some help to put yourself out there, promote yourself. That's what I get with that Three of Pentacles. That's wonderful, Barbara. Then that is where your spiritual path lies, and that is in no way, and of course what you describe is no way airy fairy. Motorbine, this is for you, my love. Elle, what I would say to you is do it. Go out there, reach out. That's what Three of Pentacles is saying. Reach out, but determination. You had the Strength card. You're going to have to be very determined, but you need to get your foot on the ladder, as it were, and reach out. There are people out there that will help you. Just make sure you you find the right people, no one that will take advantage. You know, if people want lots of money and etc., then you know that to beware. So this is for Motorbine. Page of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Wands. It's going to be tough. It'd be a tough road, Motorbine, I have to say. But you know what the Nine of Wands is saying? Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams, all right? There's been a few disappointments around this, or something holding you back. And it's to do with the children. It's to do with the children. But sometimes you've just got to hang in there and wait for the right time. But the Nine of Wands is saying, don't give up on your dreams, my love. So Mega Bajaj, thank you for joining me. Please do subscribe. Are you twin flames? Yes. Yes, you are, my dear. My dear. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, definitely. Yes. You are twin flames. Your souls have been apart for a while, but you were together in previous life. In your previous lives, rather. Yes, Ace of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. A very strong connection between you both. Powerful girl. Eight of Pentacles, the Moon. Okay. At the moment, powerful girl, the feelings are still there, but it's going to take some work to get this person back into your life. Right now, they're a little unsure, so it's going to take some work to pull this person back. Although I feel in many ways, I sense they're quite forgiving, but they're unsure right now. Okay. And it could take a lot of work to get them to trust. You're very welcome, Mega Bajaj. Luca. Will Luca's unitask be okay? Six of Wands, Eight of Cups, King of Pentacles. Well, I tell you what, Luca, the Six of Wands is all about success. So look at, you're getting the clap here. Someone's clapping. You've done well. Right. So it's not going to be easy, but with perseverance, okay, take your time, put the work in. King of Pentacles puts the work in. They work very hard, but they get there. They get where they need to be. You're someone who could do very well in life, Luca. Okay, darling. You're very welcome, Elle. Sweet dreams, my love. Okay, so I'm going to now end with a card choice for the week ahead, and this will be, who is your guardian angel for this week? So I'm going to draw 4 guardian angels for this week. Think about which you are drawn to. You're welcome, Luca. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Card 1, 2, 3, or 4. Who is your guardian angel for this week? Elle, you do make me laugh. Okay, card 1. You have this week, the angel of balance is very close to you, right by you, standing next to you, standing behind you, standing in front of you if need be. And the angel of balance is all about getting it right, getting your priorities right. Okay, those of you drawn to card 1, Oh, that's a beautiful message, pal Girl. Much love to you. I'm so glad you've become part of our community. I do hope you come back on a Wednesday and Friday night, my love. Angel of Balance, yeah. So those of you drawn to card 1, are you getting the balance right? Are you working too much or playing too much, resting too much, eating too much? What is it you're doing too much of and not enough of? That's what your angel is going to try and address this week. They're going to try and bring the balance back into your life this week. So you will feel this happening. You will feel perhaps the desire to eat less, sleep more, do whatever you should be doing. You will feel the desire to do, because your angel will be working close by to make that happen. Angel of past issues. Okay, so your angel this week, for those of you drawn to card 2, is helping you to deal with any past issues that have occurred in your life. This could be from childhood. It could, of course, be from your past life, as we discussed this evening. Whatever it is, these are difficult emotions that need to be processed and dealt with. And they could be affecting your life in some way at the moment, especially in an emotional sense, or with regard to trust, etc. And your general well-being, your general take on life may be affected by these past issues. And if so, then your angel is working very, very close to you to help heal and help you let go of anything that is not serving you. And card 3, the angel of tranquility, is next to you this week, standing by your side, okay, helping you to achieve some peace and quiet and harmony. Maybe you've had a tough time recently. Maybe you just need to step back from life for a little while. Take a breather. Allow your angel to bring peace into your life now, okay? Be open to this divine energy helping you to restore the equilibrium in your life and help you to feel calm and let go of anxiety. And then card 4 is the angel of communication. Now, when this angel comes in, they are helping you to communicate with someone. It could be a partner, it could be a good friend, a family member, or someone, at work or in a general life situation, but they're helping you to communicate clearly, openly and honestly and get your message across. That's what's very important at the moment for you. Communication is key. Okay, so they are your angels for this week, and I hope you've enjoyed this evening. I have. It was nice to do something different, and very interesting as well. And I do hope you can join me again on Wednesday. I'm off to sleep soon, and I will say good night. So wherever it is in your part of the world, I will see you again on Wednesday. And thanks for joining me. Bye for now.